This is the most comprehensive guide to the first home saver scheme in Australia.
The best part? I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step techniques in applying for, contributing and withdrawing funds from the first home super saver scheme. In short, if you want to buy your first home, you'll love this video. The first home super saver scheme is a government scheme made to assist you with speeding up the time it takes to save and buy your first home. The way it does this is basically by making extra contributions from your normal day-to-day salary into your super fund. That money, those extra payments that you make to your super fund, can later be used as your deposit towards buying your first home. Now there's a few caveats here. You need to be buying your first home to live in, and you can't buy a houseboat or a motorhome and a couple other things. Anyway, check out the terms and conditions on the website. It's all there. It's pretty straightforward. The bottom line is if you're buying your first home and you haven't bought a property in Australia before, you potentially qualify to use the first home buyer super saver scheme. Now, for example, Bianca's been working as a marketing associate and makes around $50,000 a year and wants to use the first home super saving scheme to save the time and cut down the time it takes her to save up for her first home. She's never bought a place before and has found it really hard to save up enough money because it's just expensive. So Bianca asks her work to take $10,000 from her income, so it reduces her pay from say $50,000 to $40,000 and make that as a contribution, that 10 grand, to her super fund. The awesome thing is this works out to be roughly $833 per month from her before tax pay. Okay, so here's the awesome part. Bianca asked to take 10 grand from her pay, but that's her before tax pay. So what that actually does is reduce the tax that she's paying on her income and her salary. So the awesome part is Bianca's take-home pay, i.e. the money that actually gets put into her account every week, isn't reduced by that $800, it's only reduced by $6,400 per year. So it actually lessens the impact of how much money you're taking home every week. And in effect, only reduces her salary by around $533 per month. So the awesome part is using the first home super saver scheme, Bianca's actually saving around $300 more per month than she otherwise would have been. After 3 years of saving and based on the first home super saver scheme calculator, Bianca would have had an estimated $25,000 available for deposit under the scheme. That's about $6,000 more than she would have otherwise had just saving up the normal way through her salary. Bottom line is the first home super saver scheme makes it easy for you to save your deposit by making before tax contributions to your superannuation account. I guess put in other words, using the first home super saver scheme, you can automate your savings for your deposit by portioning a part of your income to be put into your super before tax. Which then begs the question, can I use my normal super for a house deposit? While you can use super for a house deposit if it's an investment property and you have the self-managed super set up and a few other things, the first home super savings scheme doesn't allow you to use your money from your superannuation, your normal superannuation, as a deposit. In short, you can only withdraw the additional contributions you've been making as part of the first home super savings scheme to buy your first home. So I guess the next question is, how much can you save using the first home buyer super savings scheme? I really should think of something shorter to say for that. Anyway, there are limitations on the amount you can save using that scheme. There is a maximum voluntary contribution of $15,000 per year, or up to a maximum of $30,000 in total. Listen, there's a bunch of other voluntary contributions can be made, pre-tax, post-tax, salary sacrifice. Check out the article in the description, which is going to have all that. The bottom line is, they're the maximum you can use. It's pretty much good to save up a maximum of $30,000 over how quick you can sort of work within those caps. So can the first home super saver scheme be used with the $15,000, in Queensland anyway, first homeowners grant? And the good news is, yes, it can. You get a double dip. The first home super saver scheme can be used in conjunction with the first homeowners grant in any state you're in, as long as you're fitting the criteria of that grant. So for example, in Queensland, the $15,000 grant can only be used on brand new or newly constructed properties. So if you can use the first home super saver scheme and save up, say $30,000 over 2 years, then on top of the $15,000 from the government, you'll basically have 45 grand to put towards your first home. Now, like I said, lots of terms and conditions apply. You can't buy a houseboat and it has to be under $750,000 property value, but check out the link in the description again, and that'll give you all the details. Listen, the bottom line is it's a pretty awesome scheme if you're happy to take some time to save up a deposit, or if you've got nothing saved in the bank at the moment. It can really automate your savings and put on autopilot because it's getting taken from your salary every month or week, or depending how you're paid, and you don't even notice it, quite honestly. It goes straight to the super fund and it sits there. Now, there are some limitations in being able to take it out. Basically, it sits in your super fund as normal contributions, and if you never pull it out, it just sits there and it's there for when you retire. If and when you're ready to use it, you've got to put in a request with the tax office. They've got a request from your super fund. You can pull the money out, and you've got 12 months to basically find a property and spend it. If you don't, you've either got to put it back in the super fund, or you've got to pay tax on top of it. There's a couple of terms and conditions. Like I said, just check out the article for more details. But I think the bottom line is it's a really great scheme if you don't have a deposit and you're looking at buy in the next sort of 2 to 3 years. If you've got any questions or if you've got comments, leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. Will you be using it? Are you going to use the First Homeowners Grant? Let me know, and hit us up at huntgalloway.com.au.